So I'm back here with our three participants, and we're now looking at 2.1, demonstrate and compare the different methods of marketing to customers using Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, so maybe just, I know you've already talked about this, Sally, but tell us about how you use Facebook then.
Well, I check my Facebook every day and see if there are any useful messages that I can reply to or forward on.
You have a Facebook page?
I have my personal Facebook page, and I have a Dunnanelly Country House Facebook page.
Okay.
And sometimes I have to send stuff from the personal page to the professional page, which has been a bit of an issue, but I think that's sort of under control now. I post quite a few photographs and videos on that, which is very good for sort of spreading the word around. I find that's the most time-consuming of the three things that we're discussing now: Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Twitter, I'm just really sort of getting into the swing of now. I've got quite a few people following me already, and that's quite good. And it builds my confidence when people then repost things which I've put up, which is really great, and that encourages me to post something else. So that, I think, is getting off to a reasonably good start.
Yes.
So that's sort of very instant, and that's quite gratifying, because you could post something and you'll find things come back sort of within minutes sometimes, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Whereas Facebook, you might wait a day or several days before somebody comes back to you, but once people sit down and do their Facebook, I think they, will reply straight away. LinkedIn, I find it much slower to get a response, but it's a very good way of reaching the professional market. And it's very interesting if you join groups, which I have done. I've joined 3 groups: a bed and breakfast group, a wedding planning group. Not that I actually do wedding plans, but I'm involved in looking after people who are going to weddings. So I think that's quite a good one to be part of. And also hospitality training. So if I've got some kind of issue, I'd quite like to get to the bottom of a problem or something like that to do with hospitality. You can put out a question and you get 1,000 answers very quickly. So that's it's very good for corporate hospitality and getting out like that.
And have you found that, Vicky or Michael, have you found that LinkedIn is useful for you guys in life adventure? LinkedIn, have you used it, or have you found it useful?
Well, I've only started using it.
Yep.
And like Sally, I've actually joined 2 groups. One was the customer care experts.
Right.
Which I have found helpful, because every day they're putting on tips and advice on how to just do your job a little bit better and make it easier for you and for the customer.
Right. Okay.
And then the other one I've joined is Adventure Ireland.
Yes.
So it's Adventure Travel Ireland. So it's young people, especially who are travelling, just at university, what do they want? How do you become a go-to destination? So it's promoting the local area as well as our business then behind that. Okay.
So you're getting new tips and ideas, and again through this. And Vicky, what about using LinkedIn to target groups, to target like new companies or for corporate events or something, or corporate hospitality? Could you do that?
Absolutely, yes. Again, we're still in the early stages of finding our way around the LinkedIn site, but connecting with other businesses, like-minded businesses like ourselves, using it maybe to meet up and just have the whole little chats, or basically just finding out what they're doing, what the industry's doing, what they're involved in, getting feedback from them. The corporate side of things, as I said, and also for advertising, maybe using it more for ads as well.
Targeting.
For targeting, we're sort of in the early stages of that, but just finding out more about before we delve into it.
Well, then what about Twitter then? Do you use Twitter at all? And how does it work for you?
We do use Twitter.
It's linked to your Facebook account
as well.
Okay.
So we're actually using some of the hashtags.
Right.
So like mountain bike NI.
Yep.
So if we're putting a special on mountain bike, and that it goes to people who have an interest in it. So we're really targeting our audience.
You mentioned special events about the single bike championships, single speed. Sorry. I mean, does that work well on Twitter?
We'll have to wait and see.
Wait and see. Yeah.
But I presume it will, because like my own Twitter account, I've got the hashtags that I'm interested in, and I follow.
Yeah.
I'm interested. So hopefully you can gain an interest and get a few people back.
Okay, maybe just to the three of you then, could you kind of explain to me, the differences between the three? Just throw out a few words just to how they differ and how they might attract different audiences. Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
I think LinkedIn definitely is a much more sort of serious-based, professional. It's not as relaxed a forum.
A long-term investment.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good way of describing it. Yeah. And certainly from my point of view, I've got nearly 400 connections with LinkedIn. I haven't worked particularly hard at that, but just over the years that I've been involved with it, it's sort of grown and grown. And I'm going to start up a Dunnanelly Country House LinkedIn page now as well, and hopefully transfer all those people across, and with any luck grow it even more. So I think that's much more sort of, it's more like a grown-up Facebook in a way. I sort of think of it.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a good metaphor. Again, Facebook, I think really different types of audiences on Facebook as well, and really you can target different audiences. It wouldn't be as fast as Twitter. Twitter's more instant, but certainly Facebook on a daily basis. I think it's good to come in and out of it, because you will find that maybe 24 hours later you're still getting comments about certain pictures you put on, which then you can keep it going by answering them and putting on more pictures and videos and competitions and events. You can see it build slowly more on Facebook. You can watch it, monitor it. I think, and it's just like I say, not like Twitter, which is more instant. It's just sort of right there, right then. You can get some feedback.
Facebook is the place people seem to search to find out about the company, or about the brand, or about the event. So that's why it's good.
And gallery pictures and stuff.
It's good to keep it updated that way. It keeps it fresh, keeps more people coming back. Yep. Get more traffic to your site.
I think that's a very important point, because certainly people will look increasingly at your profile, and if it's active, certainly on a personal basis, when I'm going to choose something, if it's an active profile, it's okay, well, they're doing stuff. There's a lot of new things happening there, and if there's been a dialogue on Twitter, then that's interesting, around an event or a hashtag, as you mentioned earlier, that's very interesting. And you all made the reference about LinkedIn being used for the corporate end of it. My own view, it's probably not used enough as yet, not understood probably enough as yet, but it's good that you guys acknowledge that today.
One other thing about LinkedIn, which I think is very good, is that once you're signed up to it, you get invited to endorse certain people, and depending upon how much time you've got to sit in front of the screen, you can be there for hours as more and more pictures of people come up for endorsing. Well, the good thing about that is that I get returned to LinkedIn because I suddenly get a message saying somebody's endorsed me. So I always acknowledge that endorsement, and then that sort of forces you to go back into LinkedIn again.